Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to go over every way that I can possibly think of getting diamonds. It may be everywhere in the game. I may miss a few things here and there, but I will be covering a lot of stuff. It will be split into 4 different categories. We will have diamonds you can obtain through events, so that'll be through game modes like Chaos PvP, Labyrinth, PvE Arena, so on and so forth. You have limited, which would be stuff like your dailies and your PvP, stuff that is obtainable regularly, but you are limited to X amount. For example, for PvP, you are basically hard capped to 60. You can't get any more from PvP than 60 diamonds a week from Champ 1, of course. Then we're going over one-time, so one-time diamonds, for example, story and stuff like that. And then we'll go over the unlimited ways to get diamonds, which is only one way to do that, which I've covered in a few videos. But anyway, let's get on with it. Before this video starts, you know 89.7% of you watching this channel are not subscribed. If you come back on the regular and you continually watch my content, why not support me? Subscribing is free and I really appreciate it. Anyway, let's get on with the video. The first topic we are going to go will be limited diamonds, mainly because that is just the more general ones everyone knows about, so it's just much easier to go over. Firstly, you have, it's just your dailies. Your dailies, you can get X amount a day. Currently we have an event on which gives us 3 diamonds instead of 2 diamonds from this big one. And then you have one here, so you get about 4 or 5 a day. You get 4 normally because we have the event up, we get 5 a day, which is quite nice. A week, 35 a week. It's a nice amount of diamonds. To be honest, on Sunday you do get an extra 2 more, so it ends up being 37 a week. But it's not bad. It's a nice amount of diamonds weekly. And then, of course, you have PvP as well. PvP is a lot more like, if we're a newer player, for example, with dailies, a newer player could get the same amount as a player like me. But then it gets to the point where PvP, I'm in Champ 1, right? So I'm getting 60 diamonds a week. Where, let's just say, you know, you're not in Champ 1, let's just say you're in Master, you get 42 a week. It's still a good amount, but it's not 60 a week. And even Champ 5, between Champ 1 and Champ 5, it's 10 diamonds difference, quite a bit. But overall, I'm just going to say 50. I always say 50 a week. Whenever I do a video calculating how many diamonds you can get, I always say 50, because most people can easily get to Champ 5, and then after that, I just say, you don't really care about PvP anymore, completely fine. I may be in Champ 1, but I always say it's Champ 5, just because a lot of my friends don't really care about PvP, so they don't play it very often. They should do it for daily, so they always end up around Champ 4, Champ 5, but I always just say Champ 5, just to be on the safe side. Then, another way to earn diamonds, you do have your daily knighthood check-in, which if your knighthood gets more than 20 check-ins, as you can see here, my knighthood gets more than 20 check-ins a day, you get 1 diamond. It doesn't go any higher than 1 diamond, but you get, I think you get a better gold reward instead. It's like an SSR pot, and then a 30 you get a UR one, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. And then of course then you have the more super basic one, which is only really through events. And that is login. So Liz login. So you do have event logins, for example, this current one that we currently got. But then you've also then got the login where you can get basically 10 diamonds a week. You get 5 on day 2, and then another 5 on day 6, when you get another 10 diamonds a week, which is quite nice. And of course, everyone can obtain this. It's not something that's limited to game stage, which is quite nice. It means you guarantee 10 diamonds. Let's just say you do all your dailies. You're in Champ 5. And you get these 10 diamonds, so you do your dailies, let's just say 30. Let's just run it to 30, you get plus an extra 7 from logging in from your knighthood, so it's 37, you get another 50 from PvP, that's 87, and then you get another 10 from login, you're looking at 97 a week, which is once again quite nice. That is saying that, you know, I'm pretty sure you get over 100 a week. There are other ways to get a few more diamonds here and there. You also got inbox, for example, like just in general update stuff, you know, 10 diamonds here for celebrations, so on and so forth. You get diamonds from it, which is once again quite nice, and we get them really regularly. You get them every patch notes, you at least get like 1 diamond. But then when it's a bigger event, you can get quite a bit more, especially with the upcoming Gotha festival. We get a lot of diamonds from here. I think we get over 130 diamonds just from this notice board on day 1, which is quite nice. Very nice. And that is really it for the limited, constantly being able to attain diamonds. I can't really think of anything else, but let's get on to the next bit now. And now we are on to the next part, which is the one-time diamonds. Basically the diamonds you can only get once, and that's it. So of course you have the stories, that being the actual completion rewards here, and the story challenges themselves that do give you diamonds. Once again, that is for all of the Sin story, the side story, which is Ragnarok, the movie, what it's called, Prisoner of the Sky, there it is there, I'm completely blind. And then the current Catastrophe story that, as you can see, it's had much love over the 12 months it's been out. But then you've also got other things. To run back to out there, you got achievements. So achievements are one-time things, so of course you got the level up ones. Once you reach a certain level, you can't go back and claim the other rewards. Same with gold. But then you've got some of them which give you lots, and I mean lots of diamonds. These ones here. I did a whole video where I go over all of these ones here. Once again, you got 3,000 PvP matches, done that one. But then you've got all of these ones here, which I have a whole video going over. You can get tons, and I mean absolute tons of diamonds from these missions. Once again, I've done a whole series on these Belmouth ones as well, or sorry, all the solo demons. I've done all of them as well. I have to do all of these demons solo. Once again, I'll actually leave a link to the demons solo video and the all of these ones over here. I'll leave a link to both those videos in the description, just in case you guys want to go check them out. These achievements are like ones I always recommend new players doing, because they're really obscure and you wouldn't know it unless you saw the achievements. You wouldn't test it unless you saw the achievements. Apart from that, you've just got like the Ragnarok story ones. I like read the book stuff. Oh yeah, the book stuff in Ragnarok. What about that? So if we head to the World Tree, so we'll go to Ragnarok. I have no idea where the World Tree is. Is it in Chapter 1? It's in Chapter 1, I'm guessing. But yeah, you can click on this, and then you can read these books. And when you read them, you don't have to read them, you can just skip it if you want. You get a diamond for reading each one. Once again, there's several different ones. You can just read them, and you get 1 diamond from it, which is quite nice. Of course, you can only complete that when you've got to certain points in the Ragnarok story. They will unlock, and then you can do them. Another quite big one that's quite useful for newer players is, we're going to go back to the normal main story now. We're going to go back to Chapter 1, and we'll go to Vanya Plains, why not? But basically, all of these all these locations have these missions. The first time you complete one of these missions, you get a diamond. You get a diamond for this one, you get a diamond for that one, and so on and so forth. And you also get a diamond for Hawk Run as well. That is for every one of these 6 chapters. After 6, of course, there is no actual new location you can visit. They're all just story, basically. But you can visit all these locations and get diamonds. Also, this one as well, I'm pretty sure gives you diamonds for completion for first time. I don't remember how many, but I think I remember it does. All of them do. All of the boss battle ones do, which is quite nice. And then the last one of the one-time diamonds is character affinity. This is something that I go on about quite a bit. Character affinity is very good, not only for diamonds, but for GP points. Because every time you max out a character's affinity, you get a cosmetic. Either normally an outfit, a weapon, or a headgear. Well, there are only 3 you can get. But you get a GP point from it, which is quite nice. And can actually give you a quite nice chunk of CC, especially for those very obscure characters that maybe only have 1, 2 versions of. It enables you to get a few more headgears or weapons normally from it. And plus from affinity, when you reach affinity to 3 hearts, which is 4,000 affinity points, which is, I think, I want to say about 14 Vanya Ales, you get a diamond, which is quite nice. And bear in mind, you can do that with all characters that are just not collaboration. So every collaboration character does not have hearts, as you can see here. Abra doesn't, Beatrice, Augury Zero, they don't have it, but every other character does. So what that means is every character that isn't a collaboration character can get these hearts of affinity, and that means you can get diamonds from them. As you can see, if you scroll through my box, I have maxed out every single character's affinity, not only for the GP points, which bear in mind, I have over 200 characters, but I also got a lot of diamonds out of it as well. I'm not going to say I got 200 diamonds out of it, because of course I have a lot of collaboration characters, and I'm pretty sure they probably take up just enough, so it's just under 200. So I will say like 180 just to be safe, really. But 180 diamonds is a lot just for getting the Vanya Ale, making food, and doing all of these challenges for it, which is quite good. I highly recommend just maxing everyone's affinity. Of course, once again, I had a whole video going over why you should max out your affinity, because not only do you get GP points, which once again is quite good for account progression, as you can see here. I'm at 80% through this constellation. It's just worth it. It's just worth it. But yeah, that is it for the one-time unlimited diamonds. We're going to go on to events now, and then we'll go on to the unlimited diamonds, and then at the end, I'll go over how I manage my diamonds, how I spend them, and of course, how I recommend you guys spend them. But once again, it's just my advice. You're more than welcome to say, screw your advice, summon on whatever you want. On to the next bit. Okay, and now we are on to the events section, where basically I'm just going to list a bunch of events. We're going to go through it, and then of course we're going to look at the current events that we have. So I just can give basically a few examples. So you have Chaos Mode, which only normally comes out roughly, it comes out rarely, but you can get a very nice chunk of diamonds from that, depending on where you place. Of course, I would say the average player will probably place around the 10% marker. 1% is... It's possible for free to play, but I just wouldn't recommend it. If you've got a lot of time to put into it, go ahead, be my guest. It is possible. You can probably do it. You've got Labyrinth as well, which of course we recently had. That's now gone. You've got PvE Arena, or Hero Arena as it's called. That's currently out. Basically, these chests, if I go to the rewards, these chests here give you 2 diamonds each, as you can see here, will fall for this difficulty. And then you can just basically click on it any difficulty you want, click on it, and it'll tell you how many diamonds you get from it. But you do get diamonds from it, I'm pretty sure from the hardest difficulty. You do get 3 diamonds. You get 15 diamonds from the hardest, and then a little bit less from the others, but that's just how it is. You've got Final Boss, which once again we also currently have, but Final Boss is a little bit of a weird one. Normally sometimes you get diamonds from these, you normally get like 3 here and like 5 here. But currently, because we've got the this event on, the free banner, instead we just get these free multis, which is okay, doesn't bother me. But also from Final Boss, you only really get the diamonds from placement. So if I go to rankings and I go to rewards, so you can normally get 5 from here, and then you get 30 from being in the top 50%. So what I always recommend everyone do, just get top 50%. It's quite easy. Actually, you can get it from top 60% now. Oh, so you only really have to get top 60%, which, you know, most people should be able to do. Well, at least 60% of you should be able to do, which is worth it, because some people just do it once, think screw it, get a bad reward, or maybe be new players who are struggling and just can't get high enough points. That's just how it works. But, you know, just try and get as high as you can. I would recommend, if you can possibly push, like, go top 30, like, try and get top 15 so you get the SA coins. If not, if you can push even further, I try and go top 5, mainly for the extra 3 SSR pendants, which is all you get. The difference between these two is literally just 3 SSR pendants, and that's what I'd recommend doing, of course, if you're a player, towards the end game of the game. We also have event bosses I've got written down. I've got just I have everything written down on a piece of paper. It makes it so much easier to go through. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Event bosses. So the actual completing the event bosses do not give you any sort of diamond reward, but the amount of times you clear it does. For example, like you clear the boss 30 times, you get 10 diamonds. Of course, this is shared between the 3 of these, but you do get 10 diamonds at the end of it, which is quite nice. 10 diamonds for 6 days worth of doing a boss 5 times. It's not bad. 10 diamonds is quite a nice chunk, especially because how easy these bosses are. You could 2-turn all of these bosses, and of course then you have all these rewards as well. And then we just have general events. What I mean by general events, once again, I'll come back in here, go to the Hawk event, go to rewards. When you reach a certain number of points in total, you get 5 diamonds. And we have stuff like that as well. When we had the spring event on, we had over here, when you collected a certain amount of things, you could come over here and exchange it with this box, and this box will then give you 10 diamonds, which is once again another thing. And we get like events every now and again. Let me have to go to Fort Soldiers, because Fort Soldiers has an event every week, which is this, where you complete these challenges, and in the end you get 2 diamonds. Sometimes you don't even need to complete all the levels to do the challenges, but sometimes it does take you 2 days to complete the challenges, because they are like time kept. Like, oh, you need to complete this mission 3 times, and there's 4 missions. It's like, okay, you get to the final one, and you still need to complete it 1 more time after that. That's just how it works sometimes, but you can get 2 diamonds, which is quite nice and does build up. I speak about that I actually speak about this mission, or this event, basically, particular. I speak about it a lot, is what I'm trying to say. And I normally say, if they always release at least 1 a week. Sometimes they release more, but most time they at least do 1 a week. Which means if you're not doing it, you're missing out on 104 diamonds a year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it can be the difference between you completing a rotation and missing out on a character. And my friend is very close to missing out on Arthur, and it may be because he doesn't do this battle event thing, is what it's called. That's just how it works. And now, I think we're going to go on to the unlimited, the only way to get unlimited diamonds. So there's only one way in the game. I did a video on it quite recently. I'm not going to pause the recording and just start a whole new one. Let me just find a random character and just show you on it. I clicked the wrong thing like an idiot, but that's just what happens. I go to here, I just go to here because I'm lazy. I go here. All my perfect gear. Do I have anyone's gear actually leveled up, like even just a little bit? Okay, melee. So that melee, that red demon melee. So what I just do is I go melee. Red demon melee. I come here. See, this is 2-star. When you get this to 5-star, we go 5. It could be 0 awakening, right? Because if not, look at the difference. Super expensive. Just keep it at 0. You just upgrade the tier to 5, and boom, you get diamond out of it. That's the only way you can infinitely farm diamonds. There's no other way that you can, like, infinitely farm. That's the only way in the game that there is no limit on how many diamonds you can get from it. The only limit I see from it is the amount of time. It's basically just really time consuming. You know, you get lots of gold. You open up a bunch of the like chests, that like the equipment chest with gold. You scrap it all. You get a bunch of the red crystals. You then use the red crystals to then upgrade the gear. That is what is really consuming. It does take up a lot of gold. Is it really worth it to farm for diamonds? If you need like your last 5, maybe it's not too bad. If not, I just wouldn't recommend it. It's really time consuming, the gold experience. You know, even if you got, like, I have a really effective team where I can 100% 3-turn it, right? And it still takes me a lot of time. Especially, you know, when they have new updates, whether it's like a new LR or a new collab. The collabs are the most expensive gold-wise. And just in general gear-wise as well. But now we're going to go on to how I manage my diamonds. Let's get on with it. Okay, so now we are going to go over how I manage my diamonds, which is kind of a tough one. I have sort of gone over this briefly in a recent video, but how I normally do it is I only really summon on the big banners. Big banners are the end of the month banners. As of only recently has the big banners at the end of the month really been like a big thing, because I'm going to use last year as quite a good example. You know, we had Catastrophe, we had Roxy last year, who, you know, most people said was a must summon. I skipped, I saved 600 diamonds. I was then able to summon on the collab and you know, get characters that some people may not be able to get. And mainly what I suggest you do is that if you are for a newer player, I think you can afford really to summon, especially on festivals, because if your box isn't that good, you kind of do want to get some of those characters so you're able to complete some of the key content in the game, whether that be to obtain the Demonic Beast Specialist characters, or just to get characters to enable you to do, I don't know, Demon King, or Hell Belmoth, Hell OG Demon, new story mission, or, you know, even be able to compete in PvP and get the champion. But what I like to do is I always like to be prepared with enough diamonds to see, because I'm if you see my videos, you know I like to predict what's coming next. Be like, okay, I can roughly guess what's coming next, and because of that, I know I can summon on this banner and be fine in 2 months' time to then summon on this banner. That'll be big, because I like to take into consideration we have a big banner, you have a crap banner, you have a big banner, and sometimes that big banner at the end is also a crap banner. So that means it gives you a little bit extra time to save. But as of recent, it hasn't been, unfortunately, and because we've gone. Demon King Melee. We then had the two. We had a seasonal King. We then had Tower God Collab. We then had a seasonal Diane. We then had Chaos Arthur. We then had Gelder, and now we're getting Gotha. And then of course, then we'll get another banner, and then we'll get Shield Hero rerun. So it's sort of like at a point where it's never been this intense before in the game's entire history. But they are giving out a lot more rewards than they like literally ever have before. So yeah, it's a lot worse for a free-to-play player, but they give out more rewards now. So it sort of tries to balance it. You've got to try and like balance your diamonds at 0, which isn't very good. Would I recommend skipping like the smaller banners? Like, yeah, but if it's a character you really want, right? Let's just say like you really, really, really want the next Catastrophe character. You know, you've been playing the game for a while. You really like their design, stuff like that. Then go for it. Summon if you want to summon for it. You want to sim for a specific character. Go for it. But what I always like to do, even before I do something like that, is I try and see what's going to come next. You can sort of pick up what's going to come next, because they do follow a sort of specific schedule. You have Global Anniversary is always in like start of March for Global. You've got New Year Festival is always a big festival. You've got a collab in April, that is a standard thing. You then have JP Anniversary in May, once again, standard thing. In July we have a festival. In August we get another collab. In September we then get another festival. In October, we then get another collab, and then we get double festival back-to-back for the end of the year. For the last 2 months of the year. And then what you got to try and do is you got to try and balance your diamonds. Don't buy outfits. Outfits cost you a lot of diamonds. Like, yeah, I say, oh, you can spend 30 diamonds, and like 90 diamonds on Melee, and you can get all his outfits, sort of thing, because like he's been given so many free outfits, so many free universal outfits. You only got to buy a few things, and he's fully maxed. Yeah, but if you don't mind spending a little bit of money, right, the only outfits I would recommend you buying are collaboration ones. That's because they are not purchasable with diamonds, and they may take years to come back. So of course, they're the ones I would recommend buying if you are going to buy them. Other outfits, I would say only buy them in sale. That's what I do. I wait for a sale, then I buy the outfits. Only because, yeah, it's like 10 diamonds cheaper per piece of UR, but if you're buying like 3 UR pieces, it's going to cost you 60 instead of 90, which is the 30 diamond save, which then technically means then you could buy another piece, you could do another multi basically on top of that. Which is the reason why I normally wait. Of course, if you buy the outfits with money during, like I say, a new festival comes out, for example, let's say Arthur came out and you bought all of Arthur's outfits with money, it's completely fine. I don't blame you. It's definitely a lot better than buying diamonds, because that's just unfortunately how it is. I don't buy outfits. I try not to summon on crappy banners. I only really like to summon on characters if I see them having a future. For example, this new Gotha, it's sort of a bloodline at the moment. He seems like he could be good, but then it's like he's a support character. He doesn't do much damage, and if we go, if we go off what we've seen recently with Chaos Arthur, Gelda, Chaos Arthur was so broken, and then Gelda came out. She was evil. I'm not going to say she's more broken than Arthur, but she was quite good, and she was a contender for the meta. And every other match is Gelda. And bear in mind, she's not a festival character. Do you know how rare that is to see a character that's a normal 600 banner, just not even like a Ragnarok? Because if I say a regular 600, you'll be like, oh, Tyr. Tyr was a end of the month big character, right? She was just a random character. I don't remember the last time a random character took over the meta like that. Ever. I do not remember that time. Ever. I can't think of it at all. When they've just released a character just out of the blue, no stream, and they've just taken over the meta that quickly and that dominantly. Of course, maybe it was a little bit of like their own sort of stupidity and maybe not testing her properly, or maybe them testing her thinking, okay, she needs a little bit of a buff, buffing her, and then not testing her again. Because that's what I can see like happening is like they test something, they think, okay, it needs a little bit more of a buff. They buff it, but then they don't retest it with the same scenarios or with different scenarios. They just test it with the same scenario they maybe initially tested it with, and it's like, okay, now it's strong, but then against something else, it's like even more powerful. Like, so there's no balance basically. But just don't be stupid. Don't summon on stupid things. If there's a seasonal you like, let's just say, New Year King. You liked New Year King, but you didn't summon on him because you're big brain, right? He may come back in JP Anniversary, and then you can summon on him there, and you might have a chance of getting him. Because look at my box, right? I have barely ever summoned on a seasonal character on their initial banner. Some of them I have. Green Freya is a good example. Gelda's technically a seasonal character. Summer Margaret's a seasonal character. Green Freya is a seasonal character. I'm not sure if I mentioned her. But look, these are all the characters I'm missing. Of course, this is not including collaborations, right? But most of them are seasonals. But a lot of them come back. A lot of the newer ones come back. There's some of them that just never come back. Jenna's quite a good example. Valentine's Day Derriere is quite a good example. Halloween Slater's a really rare one. He barely ever comes back on banners. But these newer ones are more likely to come back on banners a lot more frequently because they're actually still quite good. Valentine's Day, Diane's quite good. You've got Wedding Elaine. She's just recently been put on the SR tickets, which is, once again, something new that they started to do, which is quite nice. You got this Christmas Danafor, which I think has been out for a year and a bit now. Jenna's just, I'm never going to get Jenna. It's just right into the rulebook. I'm never going to get her. But these newer seasonals, that being, this King, this Diane, Roxy, and this Merlin, and this Elaine, are most likely going to be back on more banners, because not only are they good characters, but they're new, means, they'll be on the festivals here and there, which is nice to have. I do like it when they put... I do like it when they do good banners with seasonals that have only been out a handful of times. I like it. Because newer players can obtain them, and it's not just the normal crap that they chuck on banners. This Gotha banner, horrible. They just chucked all the crap on the banner. Like, yeah, the one Escanor, Lolly Merlin. What? Are you okay? They're so old. Like, the one Escanor you can get for free. Lolly Merlin, on that same banner, you can pick her for free. I'm pretty sure you can pick her for free on that banner as well. And we recently just got a free festival. So you could have just picked them anyway, from that free festival pick. Why would I want to pick them on Gotha? Why would I want them on Gotha? Just a waste. Like, most players, if they've been playing for a long time, probably have both of them 6/6. I don't have Lolly Merlin 6/6, but I have the one Escanor 6/6. A newer player might be okay, but, like, they're still quite outdated. Like, Green Merlin, you can use her at 1/6 for Hell, Grey Demon. Apart from that, she doesn't really have a use. The one Escanor may be good for Red Demon. If you don't have, like, any other recent blue character, if you don't have like Esterosa or Demon King, or like any character in the past like 4 months of release that's like either dark or light or blue, maybe he's good then. But just don't waste your diamonds on stupid banners that don't have much value, or if you are going to do that, at least wait and see what's coming next. You think, okay, I don't want what's coming next, I'm going to summon on this stupid banner because I want it. That is something that I'm probably going to be doing with Gotha. I'm going to wait, see what Shield Hero is like. If Shield Hero is like busted beyond belief, because they will probably end up redoing the old characters, because I don't think they're going to leave Nalfmi and Raftalia with 40% base crit chance. I doubt they're going to leave that, because 40% base crit chance isn't even enough to crit anymore. What I mean by that, shit's a Sever skill. She would have 100, let's say she has 120% crit chance. She's not critting anyone. In the meta, Melee, 3 defense buffs, has over 130% crit res. You're not critting Melee. Guaranteed, you have a 0% chance to crit Melee. They'll probably end up buffing them to some degree. That may be the reason why they said they were going to speak with the IP a little bit more. Mainly because a lot of the characters probably will be getting like full kit or not, maybe not full kit rerolls, maybe just in general buffs. Because maybe an LR. I would like to see an LR, I think that would be quite cool. But anyway, yeah, that's how I manage my diamonds. Don't spend them on stupid things. Don't buy outfits. See if the banner's got value to it. If the banner has a lot of value to you, but the main character on the banner isn't good, I wouldn't summon on it. Mainly because you're not guaranteed to get those characters you want, and that is something you sort of have to live with if you don't have enough for pity, and that is something that a lot of my friends, or my really bad. For my friends who don't know how to spend their diamonds very well, they will just they'll summon on a character, they won't get pity, and they just won't pull the character, because even though they've summoned all these banners where that character is on it, you're not guaranteed the character. And that's always why I go on about like gatekept content. For example, Jormungand, she's not been given out for free, and yet she, in my opinion, Deer is the most gatekept content without her. You know, it's doable, but I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy to do it, because it's the most painful experience ever. But if you have Jormungand, it's a whole different story. You know, yeah, and technically you could use like, oh no, Valentine's Day Green Melascula, but once again, it's a limited character, not obtained. You know, she's not obtainable easily. You know, I do think they probably will end up giving Yorm for free at some point, maybe even free Red Freya, because Red Freya, in my opinion, is a Demonic Beast character. Mainly because her relic is Demonic Beast, but she can put out some quite nice damage. She's got quite good CC, so I guess I don't blame it that much. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment of any other videos you guys like to see, because of course I read comments, and if you guys want to see a specific video, I don't mind making it. Goodbye.